seen a couple of tank drives from the overseas teams that compete in the overseas competitions. So very interesting to see. I hope that we continue to get more variation from these robot designs from these teams here in our ARC.
Here we go in 2, 1, bring on the bots.
Georgia Tech immediately purchasing ammunition for their infantry. The hero not purchasing any ammunition.
Ooh, GT rolling out very quickly. That standard taking point priority. New York trying to approach, proposing a 1v1, but he's getting melted. New York needs to pull back with that low health. New York hero also pushing forward. Very aggressive despite having all 3 robots right up in its face. And that's got to be first blood for Georgia Tech.
Really like to see the sentry for Georgia Tech also managing to navigate to the center point, capturing it, being able to stand there and hold it. This will give them a very nice advantage.
Georgia Tech sentry giving us a nod of approval, showing us what's what.
The sentry is just chilling. It's enjoying its time. And now locking on to the
Sentry not chilling
hero.
anymore. Sentry lost his chill as NYU comes into his field of view and gets melted.
And continuing to pelt the NYU hero.
No chill whatsoever.
Oh, Georgia they are angry from that close match against Virginia Tech. They are angry. They want to showcase that, hey, we still can do it. We're still a strong team. The sentry for Georgia Tech now spinning out. Looks like it has stopped.
Yeah, it stopped moving. It looks like it lost gimbal and chassis power. Not sure what's going on with Georgia Tech's sentry. Not able to secure the kill on New York's hero.
It's still connected to the server, and so it is still capturing that center point, which is good for Georgia Tech. The hero is also there, but it can move back if it needs to. The infantry for Georgia Tech now stopped on that bumpy road. Now just getting back to its base. The hero for NYU, that blue one, slowly creeping its way back through the base to heal up. You can see it's too low.
New York
NYU
standard
infantry now.
Yeah, New York infantry proposing another fight between Georgia Tech, but again getting pushed back with that very accurate Georgia Tech standard fire coming from back near the high ground.
The teamwork for Georgia Tech doing a really good job of pinching that infantry. And now the hero creeping up the ramp and able to get up. We've seen a couple of teams not quite able to reach it. Almost there.
He's inching his way, the little hero that could. Georgia Tech hero playing
let him live. Let him live. He just got up there.
Georgia Tech hero really playing a lineman when it comes to keeping ground, keeping that standard, that New York standard at bay.
And now the hero for New York up on the high ground behind the barrier, launching some projectiles. That's a pretty good angle, good spot to be at if you're NYU.
Good to see that piston-actuated shooting mechanism working for New York. Would have liked to see it earlier in the match, though. New York getting some rounds on Georgia Tech's hero, but it's just not enough. Too little, too late. Almost got the kill there. This round's going to go for Georgia.
Yeah, really like to see that both teams were operational. I think we would like to see some extended life out of the sentry for Georgia Tech. Yeah, but overall, really pleased to see that they were able to move that sentry to the center, get on that capture point, and it was able to lock onto a target and finish it off as well.
A stationary target, mind you, but still very impressive from Georgia Tech's sentry. Any working sentry already adds some serious power to the field. So having another shooting platform just allows you that flexibility. You said controlling the point. Also being able to retreat your sentry.
Yeah.
And as we see, the round MVP going to that blue standard from
the infantry for NYU. I think they did a good job with a tough situation, right?
Yeah.
It's always hard when you're going 2 against 3. You're down a robot, you're down a shooting platform. You don't have, the amount of pressure that you would like to push a team off that point. And I feel like that was really the defining factor, was just that Georgia Tech was able to hold that point more consistently, and they weren't able to get pushed off of it. But NYU, their infantry, doing a good job. I felt like it was able to do a lot of damage. You can see 670 damage for an infantry. That's no number to scoff at.
Yeah, especially considering their lack of support from a sentry robot and from that really slow hero that was having a hard time chugging along, getting to the point, getting up on that high ground for that second fight. New York really making the best out of a bad situation.
Yeah, I feel like if NYU could get its hero to land just 1 or 2 shots, then that infantry could come in, maybe finish off that kill. We saw a similar strategy implemented from SFU when they're just building their hero and infantry. Their hero will deal the chunk of the damage, the infantry will then run in and finish the opponent off. I think if NYU can mimic that and get that hero just a little bit more accurate, they could come back here and maybe take round 2. But from Georgia Tech, I think just really impressive stuff right now. All 3 robots working as they should. We would just like to see a little bit better performance. But Georgia Tech also using the Odin 1 from our title sponsor, Manifold Technologies. So really excited to see them use that sensor to supplement their robot. Really cool stuff to see. And thank you to Manifold Tech for sponsoring this competition and our teams.
Sensor package is amazing for localization, odometry, all the algorithms that are needed to maintain the vehicle's position on the field and remember where it's been, where it is. That hero, again, I mentioned earlier, it was acting as like a linebacker on Georgia Tech. Keeping Standard away from the point, keeping New York away from the point. We saw him gaining inches of ground, forcing NYU to back up, not touching him, but just pushing up, stopping, pushing up again. Just as soon as it saw ground to be taken, it would take it, keep him back, and constantly staying in front of him, preventing him from getting to the point. Very proactive driving from Georgia Tech's hero.
Yeah, really nice stuff to see from both of these teams. I think NYU, you know, they're definitely at the disadvantage here. I don't think that they really can hope to take a second round unless they can get that hero really accurate. You can see here, though, the Georgia Tech team just vibing, nodding their heads back and forth.
Don't let that sly smile fool you. That thing's dangerous.
We saw it get really angry there once it saw that hero for NYU locking in.
Oh, hero doing a
the personality from some of these teams and their robots.
Yeah, very sweet. They're all running very low hoppers as well. Looks like they're all on the gimbal though. Not quite on the head, but like just below the head near the neck. Gives them a decently high center of mass, but not so high that they topple over when making some more advanced maneuvers. It looks like we're getting into the match now second round between Georgia Tech versus New York in 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring on the bots.
And really quick start, actually, from the infantry for Georgia Tech. Moving out already onto the field, getting onto that high ground. The NYU infantry as well. Reaching the point first, however.
Yeah, New York exchanging shots. New York exchanging shots with Georgia Tech. Standard versus Standard, but Sentry's on its way, and Sentry, Sentry gets the kill with
for NYU, losing the trade there. Losing control at that point, but they did a good job, I think, getting out there first and taking control. Unfortunately, now it's going to be really hard, especially with that hero moving so slowly. You can see it back there. The sentry for Georgia Tech still targeting the infantry for NYU, though. That is really nice to see.
Can't quite tell them that Standard is dead and going to the revive zone to regain its health and ammo. But New York once again engaging.
Now lighting it up.
Hero.
Wow.
New York hero, as soon as it peeks around the corner for Georgia Tech's sentry, putting rounds on it. New York Standard back to a sliver of health, barely escapes. New York's hero in a real rough spot as all 3 robots are staring at it.
And once again, the sentry for Georgia Tech losing a little bit of control and spinning out.
Looks like overspeed as well, barrel speed.
Yeah, looks like they got a little bit of a software bug in there. It's very operational for a little bit, able to deal out a little bit of damage, but then kind of around the 30-second mark, it starts to fall off.
New York's hero goes down, not quite able to capitalize on the immobile Georgia Tech sentry.
Now it's dealing some damage there.
New York Standard dealing some damage to Georgia Tech sentry, trying to
hero
push
blocking his line of sight, though. They need to get out of the way.
What is this strategy here?
All right, but NYU able to secure it. Maybe, you know what? I bet NYU was body blocking.
That's probably what it was. Yeah, they do have a very slender head,
strategy.
A very low chassis. So
my apologies there. Congratulations to NYU. Great strategy, using the hero to body block for their infantry so it could finish off the kill.
And now New York using the sentry to body block for it as it tries to get some damage on the hero before backing off to get some ammo, actually. It's perfect on health. Good pressure from New York here in the second round. Not quite enough, though. They haven't gotten priority yet. They really need to take that point if they want to make any damage to Georgia Tech.
Yeah, Georgia Tech just continuing to sit on that point and watch the NYU victory points tick down. That above zone, not NYU's friend. However, it doesn't look like the sentry not able to register. So now the infantry for Georgia Tech going on to the point, taking control of it.
Georgia Tech infantry getting bullied by New York infantry, but New York getting pushed back by Georgia Tech hero, once again playing that linebacker role. pincering the blue hero,
And
pushing
excellent
him
damage to
back
the
as
hero
well.
for NYU, dealing some damage to the hero for Georgia Tech, pushing that red 1 robot back to its base to re-heal up.
Oh, all robots are low except for that blue standard, but it looks like his chassis is not moving.
This is a very precarious situation for NYU.
Oh, if New York can capitalize on this.
For Georgia Tech, low. Now going to retreat. Excellent teamwork from Georgia Tech. The hero fully healed up, taking control of the point again, giving their a chance for the teammate to go back and heal up.
New York Standard needs to get in there to capitalize. That hero is alone. That sentry is not operational.
And it is taking advantage of that inoperable sentry, trying to chew off its health bar, get an easy kill here. But unfortunately, Georgia Tech able to kill off the NYU hero first, getting the win, the clean 2-0.